Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good.
Good. I'm excited because we've got Tuesdays with Charlie coming up later in the program, and I'm going to start something new today. I got this in the email, back in January, and I saved it. Well, last night I was going through kind of dumping out some stuff from my inbox, and I came across this, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. I wanted to start doing that. I have a different quote for every single day of the year. So today being Tuesday, March the 14th, the quote is, happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. That's from the Dalai Lama. So happiness comes from your own actions, not ready-made. There you go. And like I said, we're going to be chatting with a happy guy coming up, Tuesdays with Charlie. And listen to this. In the 15th century England, the color red was believed to be a fever reducer. If you were sick, you were to wear red underwear and red pajamas and surround yourself with red objects. Don't know if it worked, but next time I'm sick, I'm going to have to wear some red underwear and red pajamas.
Interesting.
Going to have to go buy some red underwear and red pajamas. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Tuesday, March the 14th. Today is International Ask a Question Day. You have any questions?
Not right now.
All right. Have to think of a good one because today's the day. It is International Day of Action for Rivers. Okay. It is Moth ER Day. So kind of like Mother Day, but Moth ER, whatever that means.
Okay.
It is Organize Your Home Office Day today. I tried to organize our home office the other day. I have a mess in there.
You've always got a mess in there.
I need to tidy up. Today is Potato Chip Day. It is also Save a Spider Day, which who in this household likes to save spiders?
You.
Me. Who likes to kill them?
Me.
Yeah, you make me do all the dirty work.
I don't like to kill them. I like you to kill them.
She makes me kill them. It is also National Pie Day. You know why?
Because it's Pie Day.
Yeah, today's also Pie Day. So you're supposed to eat Pie on Pie Day, Pi, because it's 3/14. Mathematically, pi is 3.14159265. And there's people who can keep rambling that on and on and on. These are people who didn't go to the prom. Just kidding.
Oh,
Thanks.
my gosh.
I'm just being silly. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Hey, it's John and Heidi. Join us for 80s in the Sand, a week-long 80s event this November 11th through the 18th in beautiful Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic.
Meet and listen to 80s bands like Loverboy, Starship, Howard Jones, and many more.
Plus, meet 80s icons from the movies like Anthony Michael Hall, Andrew McCarthy, and several others.
Get all the details at 80sinthesand.com.
Use promo code RADIO to get a $200 immediate refund per person.
Book your week-long 80s vacation now at 80sinthesand.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. When two Texas grandmothers get into a dispute over child custody, they have a different way of dealing with things. I thought this is just so funny. Listen to this, Heidi. It was a shootout at a Walmart parking lot.
Oh.
This is ridiculous. It was two grandmothers. These ladies should know better. Anyway, the two grandmothers in question met to transfer custody of their mutual grandchild. This was like a week ago, 5:30 on Sunday evening. An ensuing argument turned violent, and one granny, 53-year-old Janice Brown, allegedly pulled a gun and shot 55-year-old Carla Hawkins in the neck.
Oh, my gosh.
Leaving her with injuries that were not life-threatening. About the same time, off-duty Fannin County officer responded to the scene, and Brown allegedly shot at him, so he returned fire. Quote, no one was harmed during the exchange.
Oh, my gosh.
Wait a minute. Didn't the lady get shot? Apparently that doesn't count in Texas as getting harmed. Anyway, Brown was taken into custody and charged with aggravated assault on a public servant. So, did she get charged for shooting at her grandchild's other grandmother? Because
apparently that's not an issue.
It doesn't mention it in the story. I can only imagine. Can you even imagine just sitting in the car? You're like, I'll drop Heidi off in the store and I'll wait out in the car. If I was waiting in the car and I witnessed something like that, I don't even know how I would respond.
Because I would be recording it.
Well,
I'd probably be giggling.
I would be trying to help the situation somehow, but I probably would have to record that as well.
Yeah.
To have two grandmothers. And it's not like they're old. 53 and 55, that's not that old. So it's not like they're 95-year-old women. But still, they should know better. Come on, Janice and Carla, what are you doing? What kind of a example are you for your child, your grandchild? So, anyway, just a bad idea. But made made for kind of a funny story. And you know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again,
844-204-1055.
and this is your brain on drugs. In Central Kentucky, 64-year-old David Blydesell is keeping the spirit of Elvis alive and well. Unfortunately, he's also keeping Elvis's substance abuse problems alive and well. He is an Elvis impersonator, and he had a court date to answer charges of stalking and violating a protective order. He showed up sporting Elvis sunglasses and a rhinestone-studded shirt with a scarf draped around his neck, and he was also drunk. So the judge had him tested for intoxication. It was determined David's blood alcohol level was twice the legal limit. So the judge sentenced him to 3 days in jail. I wonder when they put him in the cell. I wonder if no, I guess it would be when he would be leaving the courtroom. Do you think he said Elvis has left the courtroom?
Oh my gosh.
Well, thank you very much. I should have thought that through a little bit. It might have been funnier if I didn't goof up the entire joke. Might have been. Probably still wouldn't have been. All right, we have your moment of duh on the way.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh. We're on a budget on a lot of things. So when
yeah.
it's time for us to have fun, we like to have fun in a way that doesn't cost a lot of money. That's all these guys were trying to do. Some inexpensive entertainment. Hutchinson, Kansas, Aaron Pritchard, he's on trial for aggravated child endangerment after he put his girlfriend's children in a clothing dryer. Yeah, Aaron had a good reason. He says the kids wanted to do this. He wanted to show the kids they could have a good time without much money. All they needed was some imagination. Unfortunately, after an hour of cheap thrills and tumbling in the dryer,
Oh my gosh,
it
an
had
hour.
heated up so much one of the kids got a second-degree
Oh
burn.
my gosh.
Gave Aaron the thrill of being arrested, by the way. So
He actually turned it on.
yeah, the kids were in the dryer. They
Oh
were
my
tumbling,
gosh.
and they were laughing and having fun. And it does sound like fun, but you need to understand, they get really, really, really hot, and this kid got a second-degree burn. So don't do that. As much fun as you think it is, I watched a video on YouTube where a kid broke a dryer and got in trouble. Had to pay for like a whole laundromat dryer.
Well, I have seen people get locked in those things.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with it. Kids, that's not what they're for.
We used to play in them all the time when we were kids.
Don't admit that. Although
The one
doesn't
at
that
home.
doesn't that make a lot of sense?
But it
now,
wasn't
all of a
turned
sudden?
on. I mean,
Sure.
we would like sit
All
in
that.
there and...
Yeah. Her story changes now. Coming up, we have your scoop of the day.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now your scoop of the day. We're going to start things off with royalty, Heidi. A Saudi prince wants to end the practice of not allowing women to drive in his home country, in Saudi Arabia. In a letter posted on Twitter the other day, Prince Aliwid bin Talal said, "It is high time that Saudi women be allowed to drive." And do you say end quote or end tweet? I don't know, whatever you'd say.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, so the Saudi prince is saying, hey, they should be able to drive. I think so. Why not? So there you've got somebody saying we want them on the road. In Japan, they're trying to get people off the road. Japanese authorities are seeking to remove accident-prone senior citizens from the road by offering them a discount on ramen noodles if they'll turn in their driver's license.
Why would you need a discount on ramen noodles? They're already practically free.
They're like $30 for $1. I don't know. They're not. I don't think they're that cheap.
If you have
I
$1,
remember
you can get a lifetime supply
when I was a
of
kid,
ramen noodles.
how much are they now? Because when I was a kid, they were 10 for $1. They were 10 cents each. Are
I
they
think
more
they're
than
a little
that?
more than that
Are they
now.
more than that? I don't
Yeah.
know. It has been a while since I bought them, but we have them in the house. I like them. They're good stuff.
I don't like them. I've never liked them.
I've always thought they were all right. At Houston's Bush International Airport, a female passenger opened an emergency door and jumped out of an airplane. They were only, on the ground, so she didn't die. It was 15 feet. She landed, jumped out through the right wing escape hatch door. The United Airlines flight from New Orleans had landed minutes before she jumped out, but it was still waiting to taxi to the gate. Then she ran across the tarmac toward the terminal. She was apprehended by authorities. Sadly, even though she got off the airplane early, everybody else that was on that plane had to sit on the airplane for over an hour while they were trying to figure out what the heck happened. Many reported being afraid that the woman had left some kind of harmful device on the plane. Turned out to not be the case. The FBI says it's just a case of a person who suffers from mental problems and is now undergoing psychological tests. Interesting stuff. Men, let your lady, whoever it is that you hitch your wagon to, be the boss in your home, because researchers have determined that that is the key to marital bliss. So just let them wear the pants in the family. It works in our household. It works quite well.
Yeah, it does.
Iowa State University researchers studied couples' relationships and found that women who typically have stronger opinions regarding their home and family tend to control such important household tasks like household, family schedules, and activities. Housework, rather. Family schedules and activities. The happiest husbands, by the way, were those who did not disagree with their wives regarding these everyday decisions. Indeed, the hubbies who expressed opposing viewpoints were more likely to find themselves unhappily embroiled in family feuds. So the moral of the story is, just let her do what she wants to do. You're going to be happy in the long run. Because, in our household, a lot of the time, there are things that you decide that we're going to do, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. And then I'm like, oh, that was actually kind of fun.
You pretty much set our schedule.
Not always, just because I get us roped into a bunch of dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I got that one. Hey, residents of this little Canadian region in Alberta, Onaway, it's in Alberta, got quite a shock when they suddenly turned on their tap water, and it was bright pink.
Oh.
That's kind of weird. Fortunately, while it looked like some sort of toxic stuff, and there's some bizarre photos that floated around on social media, officials assured the town the water is safe to drink. It turned that color due to a chemical used in routine flushing of the lines. But they're saying, no, it's fine. It's safe. No, drink it. Really.
I would not drink it.
I don't think I would either. And a 74-year-old Connecticut man was arrested for alleged criminal mischief after he went to a Barnes & Noble in October and destroyed several of Kim Kardashian's books.
Why?
She has a bunch of selfie books, and the 74-year-old Connecticut man just had enough of it. He went in and destroyed the books on the shelves.
Okay, then.
I get a feeling that's what our son will do someday. He's not a fan of that kind of thing either. Like, too much of these selfies. Rip, rip, rip. Anyway, that's going to do it for your Scoop of the Day. We have Tuesdays with Charlie on the way.
John and Heidi.
Radio advertising works. When it's done right, it works even better. There are many things you can do to get a better response, and shouting sale really isn't the best thing, believe it or not. Did you know that when you put words to music, they're 9 times more memorable? If you're trying to get people to remember your company, consider a jingle. We work with one of the very best jingle companies in the business, and we'd love to use music to help you grow your company. Learn more and hear examples at RadioReallyWorks.com. That's RadioReallyWorks.com. Time now for one of my favorite things we do all week long. We pick up the telephone and we call my father-in-law for a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
What's your favorite color toothbrush?
Red.
Orange.
Mine's orange too, but blue is the most favorite color out there.
We were all off.
None of us are normal. I'm sure that's a shocker to everyone listening.
This is just if you care. I don't care, but it's something. A woodpecker can peck up to 20 times per second.
No kidding. 20 times in 1 second?
Just if you wanted to know that.
That's good to know.
Okay, then we're going to go down to this. The next facts sound like bullcrap, but are actually true.
Okay.
Do you know that the lines that separate lanes on the U.S. highways are 10 feet long?
The lines are 10 feet long?
Yep.
They don't look 10 feet long when you're driving, but I suppose they're at an angle, so that would make sense.
Well, when you're driving 85 mile an hour like you always do, it's like a foot long.
They look like little blips.
What? Which lines?
The lines in the middle of the road.
The dashes?
Yeah.
No, they're not.
The dashes.
They're 10 foot long.
We're going to measure those suckers, Heidi.
Yeah, let's
I
do
bet
that.
he's right. You think he's wrong?
I think he's wrong.
I think you're wrong. All right.
The stuff I always tell you guys is the truth. I don't know why you don't believe me. Hey, then, did you know that when you get a kidney transplant, they usually just leave your original kidneys in your body and put the third kidney in your pelvis?
No kidding?
I didn't know that.
Why wouldn't they take it out as long as they're in there? You don't need it anymore.
Then there's another piece they have to cut out and heal up, I suppose. I don't know.
Leave it in there for spare parts, maybe? I'm not sure.
Apparently don't hurt anything, so...
Oh.
And then, did you know that getting a mild electric shock to the brain increases your math skills?
No kidding. So math teachers should have tasers.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a good idea. Ask a question, don't get it right, I'll tase you. Now let me ask again.
Yeah, I bet they'd learn that.
2 plus 2.
real quick.
Yeah, it's 4. It's 4.
Okay, then, you know that, let's see, who's that dude that was on the moon here?
Louis Arms.
The last word spoken
Louis
on the
Armstrong.
moon.
I was going to see if Charlie would say yes. Neil Armstrong, is that who you're talking about?
You were not. You honestly were going to say Louis Armstrong.
Is that who it was, Charlie?
Okay, well, maybe it was him.
Neil Armstrong is probably the guy you're thinking of.
Okay, you know what he really said on the moon?
What did he say?
Well, officially, the last words spoken on the moon were, God willing, we shall return.
Okay.
But you know what he actually said?
What did he say?
All right, let's get this mother out of here and go home.
Okay.
That's the official word.
That's awesome.
That's what I would have said.
Let's get out of here.
And then, you know, as many Americans have criminal records as college diplomas.
Oh, wow. I never would have thought of that. But
I could see that.
Oh, probably. I'd go probably more have criminal records than diplomas.
Well, yeah, I guess it depends on what you can. I mean, if
One of
you have
those-
any record at all.
one of those helps you get a job, and the other one is the college diploma. Just kidding. Sorry.
I actually stole this information from Susie.
Okay.
Okay.
The average person spends $7,850 food a year.
Really?
Where did she get that information?
I don't know. It was on the website. But if you ate ramen noodles for every meal, you would only spend $140 a year on food.
No kidding. $140 a year.
Yeah, but you'd have to live on ramen noodles.
I could do that
Oh.
for a week or a couple
good.
days.
Yeah, and your sodium levels, you'd die from, you wouldn't even make it the year. Your sodium levels would be so high.
Your arteries would be clogged up.
Oh, yeah. Bad idea.
Okay, well, then we won't do that.
We'll have to ask our daughter where she found that.
Hey, then, did you know that your ears are more than just necessary for hearing?
They're for more than just hearing. What else do you use them for?
They also help you keep your balance.
Really?
Oh.
And they hold your glasses up, too.
Well, that's my next point. That's my thing. Most of all, they hold your glasses up.
Exactly.
Or that's why I have ears, I guess.
So if somebody lost an ear, they don't have as good a balance?
Well, you know, when you get ear infection, you lose all that.
Ah,
Never thought of that before.
no.
Well, see, there you go thinking again.
Learning a lot of stuff today.
You know you get a headache when you think.
I do, typically.
Yeah, you really should cut back.
Yeah.
I think he cut back a long time ago.
2 against 1. This is no fair. Have a good day, Charlie. We'll
Bye,
talk to
Daddy.
you soon.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, Don.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can with a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
John and Heidi.
Many people go to college, but when they graduate, they've racked up a ton of debt. Not everyone, though. Matthew Einstone saved over $70,000 on a top-rate education. Then, after everyone wanted to know how he did it, he built a system to show you how to do it, too. Learn how you can use his system for yourself or for your kids. Go to freeeducationuniversity.com. Watch a few videos there for free. Sign up now and get a free 60-minute private consultation with Matthew. That's freeeducationuniversity.com. Use promo code radio20 to save 20%.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The most overdue book in the world was a book borrowed from the Sydney Sussex College of Cambridge, England, and was returned 288 years later.
Wow.
Clearly not by the person who checked it
Well,
out.
yeah, somebody found it, and it
Yeah.
was nice of them to return
That was
it.
really cool. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The range of a medieval longbow is an impressive 220 yards. Yeah, probably not going to outrun that. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Lieutenant Columbo from television had a first name. Do you know what it was?
No, Mitch.
One more thing. It was Philip.
Oh.
It's Philip. I always liked how he would always say, "Yeah, one more thing." Like he would be done, and then he'd come back in with like, boom, whatever it was. I liked Columbo. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Imagine this: when the first duck-billed platypus arrived at a British museum, the curators thought it was fake and tried to pull off the beak.
Oh.
They're like, what are you guys doing? Quit messing around with the animals. Take this silly thing off. And they're like, oh, wait a minute. That's really how they look? I'm so sorry, Mr. Duck-billed Platypus. Couple of fun facts for you right there on a Tuesday.
John and Heidi.
This is
Richard Lustig, the world's first and only 7-time lottery game grand prize winner. Since I endorsed Lottolicious, I have won something every single draw. They do all the work. You don't have to worry about running to the store to buy your tickets. They take care of all that. So if you're looking for the best way to play the lottery, to give yourself the best chance of winning, go to RadioLottoPool.com and join today. Again, that website is RadioLottoPool.com.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday, about halfway through the month already. Holy cow. It was 1 month ago today that people were, getting flowers and cards and chocolates. Because, we're 1 month after Valentine's Day today. Well, here's another good reason to eat those chocolates, other than the fact that, they taste good. A study presented to the American Heart Association found that dark chocolates improve blood flow by dilating the coronary arteries. Researchers gave subjects whose average age was 29 either flavonoid-loaded dark chocolates or white chocolates without the flavonoids every 2 days for 2 weeks. The dark chocolate The dark chocolate eaters showed dramatic increases in coronary blood flow, while there was no change in the white chocolate group. According to researchers at Japan's Chiba University, flavonoid-rich dark chocolate intakes had an acute effect in improving coronary function in healthy adults.
I would love to be a part of that study. How do I sign up for that?
I don't know. I would eat the white chocolates and the dark
I would
chocolates.
eat either one. I'd be on either side. I really don't care, but I would just like to be given chocolate every day.
You're going to have to eat
just
this.
for a study.
Oh, do I have to? Can you bring me more? Of course, all dark chocolates are not equal, though. They say the chocolate in the study had 70% or greater cocoa content. So, you want to make sure you got enough cocoa content in your chocolate. Otherwise, it's just not going to be as good. I think that's kind of fun to say, cocoa content. You don't say that in regular life, do you?
Not usually.
No. See, I got to say it a couple of times today. And flavonoids. There's another word we don't use much. I got it 3 times in this story. So I got my flavonoids and my cocoa content all taken care of. Going to move on to something else. That's on the way. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Oh, coming up, we're going to talk about the IRS and when a penny is worth way more than a penny. And that's when it comes to the IRS. Interesting story on the way.
John and Heidi.
Hey, it's John and Heidi inviting you to join us for a party in paradise.
This is a week-long event with 80s music from over a dozen awesome bands.
And 80s movie and TV icons like Anthony Michael Hall, Andrew McCarthy, and several others.
Get all the details at 80sinthesand.com.
Use promo code RADIO to get a $200 immediate refund per person.
We'll even get together to have some drinks with you.
Book your week-long 80s vacation now at 80sinthesand.com.
That's 80sinthesand.com.
Ernest Spence of Roswell, New Mexico, was penalized $284.18 plus $2.32 of interest for being 1 penny short on his income taxes.
Holy cow.
Yeah. He's the owner of a glass company. He said he paid $28,153.93 in fourth quarter taxes, but the IRS said, no, it was supposed to be 94 cents. You only sent 93 cents. He said the shortfall was inadvertent and happened because you don't carry over all fractions of cents. After he received the notice of the $284.18 penalty for underpayment of a penny, his accountant sent a letter to the IRS explaining the mistake. In return, he got a certified letter from the IRS threatening to seize his assets.
Oh my gosh.
Government officials are looking into correcting this problem. So, yeah. He gave you $28,153.93, and you're like, hey, cough up that other penny or we're going to confiscate your business. That is just ridiculous. There are some people who are, I guess, by the book and to the letter. And even if it's a penny, it's a penny. So there you go. Coming up, we got some more fun stuff on the way.
John and Heidi.
Are you feeling groggy today, Heidi?
No.
If you are, we can blame it on daylight savings time. Even though that was Sunday, there are still people, a couple days later, they're still not quite there. National Sleep Foundation says the loss of just that 1 hour of sleep can make people sleep deprived and more accident prone. And yesterday is one of the days of the year where there are more accidents than any other day of the year. Because it's that day after, we're trying to get used to the clocks being different. And studies have found that a 17% increase in crashes for the 4 days after switching. So the next couple days, there's still a...
That seems crazy to me. It's 1 hour.
Here's the
Who
thing
doesn't stay up an extra couple of hours even on the weekend? I mean,
know.
it's ridiculous.
Well, it's just trying to get used to that because, you know, it's a little darker and things are, you know, it's just, it feels like you're getting up so much earlier, even though it's really just
Okay.
1 hour. The thing that's interesting to me is the clocks nowadays, like on your phone, and I noticed on our TV, the, what is the thing, the DVR, it automatically updated the time for us.
Well, yeah.
And our phones, it did that. And I had to do all the stuff in our kitchen, like our microwave. And I'm happy to say the clock in our car is right again.
Yeah, we
It's been
didn't
off-
change it
it's
at
been
the
off
last
by
daylight
1 hour
savings time.
since November. It's right again, which is nice. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Many people go to college, but when they graduate, they've racked up a ton of debt. Not everyone, though. Matthew Einstein saved over $70,000 on a top-rate education. Then, after everyone wanted to know how he did it, he built a system to show you how to do it too. Learn how you can use this system for yourself or for your kids. Go to freeeducationuniversity.com. Sign up now and get a free 60-minute private consultation with Matthew. That's freeeducationuniversity.com. Use promo code RADIO20 to save 20%.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Drinking plant-based milk and goat's milk and other non-cow milks like almond milk, rice milk, soy milk, and coconut milk is on the rise for several reasons. You know why?
Why?
Well, the big ones are an increase in dairy allergies, and the really big one is the perceived health benefits. But vitamin D fortification of non-cow's milk is voluntary in North America, where cow's milk is required to contain 40 IUs of vitamin D per 3.4 ounces. A recent study from Canada found that healthy children who drank only non-cow's milk were at a higher risk of having lower levels of vitamin D than children who drank only cow's milk. If your household prefers non-cow's milk, seek out brands that fortify it with vitamin D to promote bone health and ward off deficiency-related diseases. That is from Oxygen. I'm assuming that's like a magazine, or is that a TV network? Who's Oxygen? Do you know?
Oxygen, I think, is a women's TV
Is that what it is?
network.
Oh, they're the ones talking about it. Whose idea was it? The first person that said, whatever's coming out of those udders over there, I want some of it. I mean, who was the first person to think, I think we should drink some of that milk? But it's normal. We do it all the time. I drink milk. I love milk.
Yeah, I like milk.
But I like cow milk. I've never had goat milk. And I don't want to try goat milk.
No, but you've had
I've had one.
soy milk.
I've had that, yeah.
and-
But that's not even milk. That's from a plant.
Well, I
they
know,
don't
but
milk
that's what
the
they're talking
soybeans.
about. I understand.
So, but that's where I'm just saying, I wonder who's, if there's a guy that we can look back in history and say, Mike was the first guy ever to drink cow milk. I've never checked into it, but I wonder if someone has that information.
I doubt it.
I don't know. It's been a query of mine for quite some time. It's interesting because I don't know why we think that's normal, but goat milk's not. I wouldn't drink horse milk or goat milk.
I wouldn't say goat milk is not normal. It's readily
just saying-
available. It's not like it's bad.
No, but it's not as widely used as cow milk. This conversation's gotten awkward, so let's move on. We've got some good news coming your way. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always try to wrap things up around here with some good news, and I think this is kind of cool. They say Mozart actually wrote his first compositions at age 5. 5. Can you imagine that?
That's crazy.
So you might call Edith Fuller the Mozart of the spelling world. While plenty of adults struggle to spell things like colloquy,
What in the world is colloquy?
or odori, or severja. Some of us also struggle to say them. 5-year-old Edith makes it look easy. She beat out 50 competitors aged 5 to 14, at the Green Country Regional Spelling Bee in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And that was like a week ago, making her the youngest person ever to qualify for the Scripps National Spelling Bee. Her winning word was jana. Well, it says rhymes with banana. So Janana. Janana. How would you spell Janana?
I don't know. Jaunanha?
Not even close. But
how do you spell it?
it's Jnana.
JN.
Jnana. I've never seen a word with a J and an N together like that, but that's the word. Janana refers to the acquisition of knowledge through meditation and a study of Hinduism. Though afterwards, she used a less tricky word to describe her emotions, saying, I feel thankful. Edith is homeschooled. Her parents say that she discovered her talent for spelling last summer when she correctly spelled restaurant without having to be taught the word. Restaurant is one of the most misspelled words. How do you spell restaurant, Heidi?
Restaurant.
There you go. See? There's people who don't get the AU part in there, or they put that in the wrong place. I'm one of those people. Every time, I'm so glad. Kids, you don't understand how fortunate you have it. Nowadays, when you type things on a computer, it'll say, hey, knucklehead, you spelled that wrong. When I was a kid, that didn't happen. So you just turn the paper in and you look like an idiot, and the teacher knew you were an idiot. Nowadays, when you turn things in, it corrects it for you, which is pretty darn cool. All right. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.